Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go. Let's get into it. 6:05, and just a few minutes away, we'll get you off with the Black Keys. Anywhere in America you want to see them, we'll give you that keyword. We start off every morning around this time to give you that keyword for a chance at a VIP trip that includes drinks, which is very, very cool for me in this situation. I mean, that's...
Well, that was you quickly highlighted that amongst everything that's on the trip.
You know, airfare, hotel, the concert, premium tickets to the Black Keys, amazing band
You
live.
skipped all of that.
Went right to some
You
free
just said
drinks.
people thought it was a trip to drink.
Yeah.
I believe you also said we're going to get you off with a chance to see the Black Keys.
Get you off. Yeah, got to get me off.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Immediately no.
Yeah. Well, free drinks will get me off.
Hey now.
Come on, let's go. We'll get to that in about 6 minutes. We have
Get you off in 6 minutes. It's awesome.
we have Bristol Renaissance Fair tickets, 4-packs at 7:10 in class with Kenzie, highly sought after. We'll be on site July 19th, a week from Saturday. But yeah, cannot wait for that. We have Sal Volcano tickets coming up at 8:50 in music entertainment news. And we the end of the show yesterday really had some entertainment news just to get off the...
To get us off again.
Get us off again there, pretty much, yeah.
Everything okay at home?
That's all good. It's all good.
All right.
He's got something on his mind, doesn't he?
Jesus.
I just get off on this news.
Hey, no Epstein list. I know you're taking a sigh of relief this morning.
If you've been stressed lately, boy, do I have the show for you.
Yeah.
Man.
I know you and Jelaine were tight for years, but, you got to be feeling pretty good today.
He did kill himself, it turns out, and no list. Woo! Okay. The other big news of yesterday was Matt Cameron leaving Pearl Jam, the drummer formerly of Soundgarden and then Pearl Jam for 28 years, and he's going to leave Pearl Jam. It's just a weird drum universe we're in right now.
I was just going to say this is like, when a certain industry goes down and there's like an influx of that like person who needs a job out in the world, like these drummers are like, it's enough. Where are we going to go?
we already got
bands.
already got Lance and Oak Forest checking in. I'm available. Pearl Jam. Thank you, Lance. Just send your drum demos to Case. He will forward it to Pearl Jam.
Maybe Foo and Pearl will just do a flippy floppy.
Yeah. That's the.
They're just pointing at each other.
I just had a little bit of joy in going to that post after the show today, and Case was next to me. I go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tag Josh Freese and say, hey, man, job opening, bro. Josh Freese fired from Pearl Jam, or from Foo Fighters, and now, not fired, Matt Cameron, Pearl Jam released a nice statement saying, we wish him well, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. It's the old story.
Well, we have the scoop. Lance from Oak Forest is going to be the new Pearl Jam drummer.
That's right, Lance. What up, man?
Congratulations.
Yeah. You can do both. You can do Foo Fighters and Pearl Jam. Odds of them touring at the same time. Come on. Come on, man. But, yeah, to Kenzie's point on that, it always is this real amicable, we wish him well, and I'm leaving, just do some other things. And in like 3 days, we'll find out something happened. Because Josh Freese.
Well, I feel like it takes a second to crash out because the way news has to sink in and stuff, because you'll be in shock. Like somebody tells you something you're not expecting, you're like, oh my God, wow, okay, all right. Then they put out a statement, and you're like, oh, you're going to act all nice? Like, okay, you kind of fired me, but whatever. And then, 2 days after that, you're like, you know what? I hope you burn in hell. Like, it just takes a second.
We'll see the arc of that news story.
Said.
Yeah. I'm going to delete that Instagram post that said, I love all you guys.
Yeah. Not really.
I'm going to use my angry face emoji on this one.
When you revisit a conversation 18 times, and you're like, oh, you're in the shower, that would have been good. That's what they're all doing.
The jerk store called and they ran out of you.
Exactly.
Yeah, it really is. The shower thoughts are always when your best comeback comes that you should have used.
Clapping, shampoo's going everywhere.
Yeah. We'll find out. Listen, it seems like a very even split, as Pearl Jam's had 5 drummers, but they've just had him for the last 28 years. It just seems like, so he was the drummer. And, of course, if you remember from Soundgarden days. Now, Soundgarden, there are a lot of rumors going with some unreleased Chris Cornell audio that they'll be releasing some music. I don't know if that leads to them going back to Soundgarden and doing a tour of some sort with some other singer, which seems impossible. But you never know. And also just be like, hey, man, I've been playing for 35 to 40 years. Drums are hard. I just want to chill and watch TV.
I mean, you have to have sore wrists when
Yeah.
you play drum that long. Your wrists have to just be barking.
Can I just catch up on shows like everybody else? I got to watch The Bear.
He hasn't seen
He's
season
gonna-
3 of The Bear.
He's going to come out and be like, I haven't got to watch any White Lotus.
Yeah. Have you guys heard of The Sopranos? Holy cow, is this good? And think about that. He was jumping for Pearl Jam before The Sopranos.
Wow, think about that.
Think about that for a minute.
Really sit and think about that.
Come on, Matt. Sit down and enjoy yourself. And not play drums. Sit and not hit anything. He deserves a break. It'd be
Oh,
pretty
he's
good.
going to start hitting stuff. He's going to be mad in about 3 days.
And that other post comes out. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what
Second
happens.
thought.
When Pearl Jam does their cover of Hit 'Em Up by Tupac, that's when Matt Cameron's going to be really upset.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear that.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Time for a fact with Brian and Kenzie that makes your brain just go. And I would say this is a really good one. It's a good fact because for 23 years, we've been told to do something and we've had to do it, but we no longer have to do it. And this is something today is liberation. It's freedom today. Freedom, finally, from this stupid, annoying thing that we have been told we have to do. Kenzie, what do you think that is?
Okay, you're telling me that there's a stupid, annoying thing you've never agreed with that we're forced to do and we don't have to do it anymore.
That's right. Starting today.
Okay.
Starting today.
Why? Why are you laughing?
I love the process. I'm hearing it.
I was
the
gonna
process.
say something, and I'm like, well, that's not really annoying, and it kind of saves our lives. So not that.
Okay.
But I could see you thinking it's annoying. I wonder if I'll disagree if it's annoying.
Okay.
I'm gonna say seat belts.
Seat belts.
That's what I was
Why
going
that?
to say.
Is that right?
Oh, my God. I was going to say seatbelts, too.
See, I don't find those annoying, but I could see Brian finding them annoying and thinking he's better. 'Cause
Yeah.
Like, what, could anything hurt me? No. You know what I mean?
It's a very good line of thought you have going on there. However, I will say this to get it out of the air, just to air it out right now so there's no confusion. I love seatbelts.
You love them.
I love them.
Okay.
And I'm a claustrophobic person. And I remember I didn't love seatbelts in the beginning when I first started driving. But I did get in an accident once where I got hit by a semi. And if I didn't have a seatbelt, I want you to think about this for a second. I wouldn't be here today. Think about your guys' lives, Kenzie, Case, without me.
A lot to think about.
I'm waiting for some kind of, oh no.
I'm just thinking about all the
I'm like,
possibilities.
damn.
It's just, I want you to really let that sit in. I'm just waiting. I'm not going to move on until I hear an, oh no.
I can't believe you missed it. What are the odds? It was that close.
I'll tell you, but I saw, so if you say missed it, I did, the semi hit me. It hit my car. I flew out of my seat. I happened to wear a seatbelt that day. Back in that day, you got to choose to wear your seatbelt. I guess you still kind of choose to wear it. You can unhook it if you want to.
You can, you just get in trouble.
Yeah, but I happened to wear it that day, and I saw what they did. It saved my life. I flew into the air. The seatbelt grabbed me, threw me back, and from that day on, I've wore a seatbelt every day, and that saved my life that day. So again, I'm waiting for an, oh no, if you weren't here, from somebody.
Oh, it's tough.
Yeah,
You know?
just waiting for an oh no.
What
That's all.
song were you listening to when you got into the accident?
I think it was the Bullet Boys, Smooth Up In You.
Isn't that so funny? Like, I get so worried that if I get in an accident, then they have to come get my body, lean over the steering wheel. I'm going to have the most embarrassing song on.
Yeah. Smooth Up In You wouldn't have been that great with the ambulance drivers coming there.
With, like, your body passed out.
Yeah. It could have been Bark at
I
the Moon
listened to
from
the
Ozzy.
Hamilton soundtrack. Come on.
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing.
Yeah. It could have been Miley Cyrus.
Party of the USA.
Party of the
Take it to the club. and the
God, I
sexy
love that
cab.
song.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is good.
It's so good. Anyway, I still didn't get a no, but we'll just move on.
I guess
Okay.
we're going to have to move on.
So 23 years ago, this came into effect. We were told we had to do it. It's pretty annoying, and today it stops. What do you think it is, Casey? It's not seatbelts. You thought it would, or I shouldn't say, well, it's not seatbelts. Fine. I just ruined Kenzie's. It's not seatbelts. I know. It's not seatbelt. Still wear your seatbelt.
I don't know. Are we done pasteurizing milk? Is that what we're going back to raw milk?
Oh boy, I hope not.
It was really annoying when I had to pasteurize my own milk.
I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying maybe that's what's happening.
All right. Well, listen, we'll come back after Franz Ferdinand, and we'll tell you in 3 minutes what it is. You don't have to do this anymore. After over 20 years being told we had to do it. It's Brian and Kenzie, Q101, a fact that makes your brain go.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, the fact that makes your brain go. It's a big celebration day. It's Liberation Day. Freedom. Freedom with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. As you've been told you had to do something for the last 20 years, and it stops today. And it's annoying, and it is aggravating, and frankly, can be disgusting. And you don't have to do it anymore. Kenzie gets to wear seatbelts. I already got the bag out of that. You have to wear seatbelts. You should wear seatbelts. It absolutely 1 billion% saves lives. Wear a seatbelt. Case said pasteurize your own milk. Boy, that's time
Been
consuming.
really getting in his way lately.
A few long days on the farm.
It is not that. We had some good guesses. No longer wear condoms. Juan checked in. You probably should be wearing condoms, protection, and also pregnancy. I love 847 checked in. And I'm going to go with washing whites and colors separately when you wash your clothes.
I like that guess.
I would love to be able to just throw. I don't even have any whites anymore.
Neither do I. I got rid of them.
You got any white? Kenzie's wearing a white shirt today, but I mean,
Yeah, of course. What do you mean?
So you have all colors, right? You have whites, colors.
I mean, look at my Instagram. Obviously.
Look at all your colors on Instagram. Yeah, I used to have white socks, white underwear, white T-shirts, and I don't have anything white anymore. So I got rid of that part
You
of
don't
it.
have a single white T-shirt.
Nothing white. I used to
Nothing
put-
light gray, like a heather gray.
What's heather gray?
You don't know what a
gray.
heather gray is?
I'm not sure. Is it just a light gray?
Yeah, but it's like its own specific kind of gray.
Did a girl named Heather like it? I don't know.
Yeah, she loved it. Yeah, Heather Graham loved Heather Gray.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and act like this is a weird thing.
No, Kenzie, I'm with you on this one.
You know what Heather Gray is?
I love Heather Gray. It's a staple of my closet.
I can
See?
understand.
So you do have like, you would wash heather gray in the same pile that you'd wash your whites in.
No, no, I
Yes.
would not.
You would though.
No, but I would not.
Well, I used to put bleach in my whites, so you couldn't put any other color in there, even a Heather Gray. I couldn't put that in
Why
there.
would you bleached them every time? What were you doing? Like what were you up to?
I don't know. I always thought you're supposed to bleach white, so when I had socks.
Not like sometimes when they get extra dirty and you're like, let me brighten these. You don't just bleach it every time. Good Lord, your shirts are probably falling apart.
Well, that's probably why I
Hammered.
don't have any whites anymore because of that, I think. That's not. None of those are right. Here's what's happening. Starting today, you don't have to do this anymore. It's a great day. It's the end of an era. 23 years. This happened. This new annoying law that took effect. We no longer. I have a little bit more on this, so just don't jump for joy for a second. You no longer have to wear your shoes. Take your shoes off at TSA.
Okay.
You no longer have to take your shoes off at TSA.
Yay.
Now, there's no official statement from TSA on this right now, but the Wall Street Journal said they quietly made this change in the last 24 hours. When asked, TSA said, "We're always exploring new and innovative ways to enhance the passenger experience with our strong security posture. Any potential updates to our security process will be issued through official channels." But there are internal memos that have leaked that have said they're going to repeal this, so it will be an official law, an official statement from TSA saying you don't take your shoes off anymore because of technology advancements and other ways they do things at TSA to figure things out if you've got a bomb in your shoe like Richard Reed did that started this thing, the shoe bomber, who's in jail.
Well, I always thought it was interesting because in other countries, when you travel, you don't have to take your shoes off. So I'm like, how has everyone else figured this out but us?
Yeah,
I mean, we have these body scan machines that can't pick up a bomb in a shoe.
I'm trying to remember. We went to the London Bears game. Coming back, we didn't take our shoes off, right?
We didn't. And in Mexico, you had to take your shoes off. Like, there's a lot of... I'm not saying there's not a single other country, but in a lot of countries...
I know.
I don't want someone being like, I went to Istanbul, took my shoes off. Like, maybe. I don't know.
Well, we all know about those Istanbulians.
Yeah, maybe you do. I don't know.
They just want to see your feet.
A bunch of pervs over there.
I will say, I always think it's weird or kind of exciting when you would see a woman with her shoes off in TSA line.
Here comes Mr. Foot over here.
Okay, you know what? I never want to take my shoes off again. The guy, like, that's so creepy that you said that.
I don't know. You're telling me you never looked around at people's feet when girls were in sandals?
Maybe in fear, because I'm like, oh God. Like, if I saw you take your shoes off, I'd be like I'd want to speed up in line.
I have nice feet.
I wouldn't want to be near those.
That's too bad. Size 13.
My man. But to you, the TSA line is no different than the Playboy Mansion because everybody's taking their shoes off.
That was kind of turned me on a little bit. See the girls taking their sandals off, walking through in their yoga pants with their shoes off.
The worst is when they're like, please take off your sweatshirt, and you're like, I'm only wearing a sweatshirt. Like, a lot of girls wear sweatshirts as shirts, and it's like, I don't know what we're going to do here.
Old Mexican standoff.
The TSA.
I can't really do that. I'll get in trouble for something completely different.
TSA guy goes, it's nothing I haven't seen before. Please take your shirt off. It's fine. It's okay.
What's happening? Why are you in the horniest TSA lines possible? Where are you traveling?
Rockford, Grand Rapids, all the exciting places. So we'll wait for word from the TSA, but according to the Wall Street Journal, this quietly happened in the last 12 to 24 hours that there will no longer be taking your shoes off in the TSA lines. So.
I'm curious of why they decided to make it quiet. Like, now you're just going to deal with, no, you don't take those off anymore. You don't take those off. Like, make the news loud and you have to deal with less people at the airport.
Well, I think they'll make it loud when it's official, but the Wall Street Journal with their investigative reporting team found it out and leaked it a little bit early. Probably earlier than they wanted to, because people are saying that this is out there, but they're going to the airports and they're still asked to take their shoes off. So don't fight. Don't take your shoe off and throw it in their face if they say this. Be respectful until it's an official
No, be like,
announcement.
I know my rights.
Yeah.
Brian and Kenzie said I don't have to do this.
Yeah.
I know you follow
let
this
them
show.
know.
Yeah. Let them know you heard it first. But that's pretty exciting news. Pretty groundbreaking news of the fact that makes your brain go boom. Also coming up in 6 minutes, the most unrealistic real headline in the history of headlines. It's not Head to Headlines, which happens Wednesday at 8:20. This is not a funny headline. Turned out to be funny. It's a real headline. You will not believe this news that broke yesterday in the last 12 hours, and we'll read the headline verbatim, and you decide if you believe it or not in 6 minutes.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Well, coming up in sports, the White Sox played last night, the home debut of Colson Montgomery. We'll talk about that, the future of NASCAR now that the race is over, and more on the Cubs' seventh-inning stretch fiasco over the weekend that seems to have legs that we didn't believe. We played this yesterday, but we'll play the audio for you that has everybody in uproar. But first, with our news headlines of the day, we do head-to-headlines, the funniest headlines of the week, every Wednesday at 8:20. This is not that. This is a real headline. And we talked on the show about how we're living in a post-truth society. How do you even know what's real or what isn't anymore? And I know there's certainly doubts from news organizations anymore when any kind of headline comes out. But this one takes the cake. This one is almost like they're trolling us to put this headline out there and expect us to believe it.
Okay.
You and me. Here's the headline. Jeffrey Epstein did die by suicide, and there is no client list that we've all been waiting for.
Who said there wasn't a client list?
Well, the Justice Department.
Huh.
Yeah.
You know they're all on it?
Bingo!
No list.
Bingo. I'm not Captain Conspiracy Theory here, but I think we all pretty much believe there's more to this story. Am I alone in this one?
I don't know.
Well, here's a story from ABC News as they talked about this breaking news yesterday.
Overnight, the FBI and Justice Department releasing 11 hours of footage they say helps confirm notorious financier Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide in his Manhattan jail cell in 2019, awaiting his sex trafficking trial. According to a memo detailing the findings, investigators found the video showed no one entering the area in the overnight hours before Epstein was found unresponsive. But perhaps the biggest bombshell, investigators say they found no incriminating client list of Epstein's, no credible evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals, and no evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. For years, Epstein has been at the center of conspiracies surrounding both his death and a rumored client list allegedly used to blackmail powerful men. Attorney General Pam Bondi, back in February, was asked if the Justice Department intended to release a list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Bondi saying this.
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Maybe I was naive, but back in the day, I believed the Justice Department. You know, back in the day.
You had a lot of stock in the Justice Department. You're a big fan of what they did?
I just thought when news came out, I kind of believed it.
You said, oh, the Justice Department said this. Got it.
Yeah. But when in the main part of the story it says blackmailing allegations have been refuted, that just tells me that blackmail happened.
But you're feeding into the post-truth society.
I can't help it. This is where I'm at right now.
They're saying this happened, this did not happen, and you're going, well, now I don't believe this and this, but I do believe this.
I think Kenzie said it well. I think they're all on the list.
That's a big old list.
Allegedly. Of course, allegedly.
I think there's less people off the list from what I've seen.
Yeah. And I love how they said they've released footage to show that he killed himself in jail and there was no one going in and out. And I even saw they had a little clip of the footage on WGM. It looks like something from a camera in 1982. We bought a camera on Amazon for Harper's Room for like $11. It's incredible, the 4K HD footage on that thing. You're telling me the jail cell that held Jeffrey Epstein, the video is grainy? It's not Lee Harvey Oswald.
It looks like an early camera phone video.
Remember when you said those? They were all janky. They were all you missed like 8 frames. They jumped around. That's what it looked like. Oh, there you go. There's some of the hard news this morning. You can believe what you want. I want to believe, but hey, this is where we're at. Okay, coming up in sports after Beastie Boys and also Bristol Renaissance Fair tickets in Clash with Kenzie. All that coming up in just about 10 minutes.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.